We've got anecdotes of amor and adventure. Musical instruments, figurines with which to show. Our backdrop is the landscape of the county, and the roadside makes an adequate chateau.
Walter Wilkinson was a showman who would push a contraption, a puppet theatre, very much like ours, from village to village, town to town, between the world wars.
He was a showman, he was a proper businessman at the end of it, but for pennies, you know, he was buying cheese and he was buying beer.
Ready, steady, go!
The hare ran off quicker than a rocket. The turtle hobbled, tentatively slow.
It's alright, it's downhill now. Rehearsals going very well. We each arrived with different stories and songs to present to each other with ideas for routines and things and stories that were locally based. And so we spent the first couple of days kind of ripping those apart, reading them. I like that bit, I'm not sure about that bit, I think that bit's not so clear. And then we threw it all up in the air, mixed in lots of puppets, instruments, props and costume, which makes up quite a lot of our scenery. And we've been bubbling it away for best part of 10 days.
Yeah.
So we're just going to meander and we're going to meet people, we're going to collect stories from them for future use and reference and do our show and live and survive. We're going with £10 each and that's all we're going with, and we're going to see if it's possible to earn a living in that old trampy vagabond style that was so popular so long ago, that is so sadly now gone.
His scam was to dress up young Lambert and present him in London, you see, as the dead Duke of York, young Prince Dicky. That's Richard to you and to me.
Well, the Peel Island story, we needed some kind of story about Peel, given the context in which we're starting the adventure and the journey. We wanted to explore ways of why is there a King of Peel and why is there a crown. There are various ideas of the origins of that, but they started around the time of Lambert Simnel, who was the young pretender, the puppet king who would have overthrown King Henry.
Like what I is. Here, repeat this after me. The mint cake in Milthorpe is marvellous. Alright, the mint cake in Milthorpe is, oh, it's right cracking with a cup of tea, is that? Yeah. No.
After months of long lessons in manners, he learned etiquette and how to talk. He was taught how to eat like a noble and how to catch tea with an orc. Come on, Kent. He knew how to strut like a royal.
There was a story about Tommy, this pigeon that had flown. He'd been blown off course and he ended up in Holland in the war, and it just fascinated me that animals got medals for kind of bravery in war.
Oh, thank you for having me. Call me Tommy.
Now, I believe, Tommy, you're going to tell us a story all about the war.
I think the message is still classified, which would kind of say it was, which would kind of say it was incredibly important. Whatever it was that Dick Divers, who's a real person, wrote on that slip of paper, the family were never told. It was incredibly important to the war effort, which I just think is brilliant, that it's just a civilian pigeon from Dalton that did that. So.
You nearly got it out of me there. Finally, the day came when Tommy was fit enough to fly, and so with a cheery wave I bid him a fond farewell.
Bye then!
Most of our stories are Cumbrian based. Some aren't, some are classic old fairy tales, but we wanted a mixture of relevant local historical or legends married with some more traditional stuff.
Oh, the people, so many people, and they all gathered round. Lancaster was well caught out.
When we started to talk about putting it all together, one of the tricks that we realised we'd missed was Dolly herself, the kind of car, because she's an interesting structure and she's been built for us and things like that, but she's really quite beautiful. And she looks kind of maybe like she's been thrown apart from other bits and bobs. You know, she's got BMX wheels and she's got bits of brass that have been added here and there.
Well, she has actually.
Yeah, she's been cobbled together really. But so what we thought was actually as a little through line for that, if we could somehow place Dolly into all of the stories.
Oh, we're the vagabonds and we're running round your way. We're rolling showman off the road. We're the vagabonds, forever on our way. myriad of stories, oh so many stories. We've got lots of stories, myriad of stories to tell.